Now, I want to go through some news. We're 30 minutes in, so let's spend the rest of the show going over some Major League news from Sunday. Of course, it's Monday morning. Los Angeles Angels manager Joe Maddon, I still want to say Mike Scioscia, how about you? Said that the most likely situation to fit both infielders Tommy La Stella and David Fletcher into the lineup together is with La Stella playing second base and Fletcher playing right field. Quoting Maddon, obviously you want to get Tommy out there as often as you can against righties. The challenge is that I like Fletcher on the field as much as possible. The fact that David is versatile to play different positions is going to matter, end of quote. Fletcher has played 27 games in the outfield in the major leagues. 27. Now, the big loser here, fantasy-wise, appears to be Brian Goodwin, who has a career 842 OPS against lefties and 767 OPS against righties as a left-handed hitter. La Stella, breakout season until he broke his leg. In 2019 with an 832 OPS and 16 home runs. Half a season. That's right. Half a season, 16 home runs. Now, could there be some platoon with La Stella and Fletcher? That's the concern. And if there's a platoon, that kills their value. Well, it really hurts Fletcher because La Stella would be on the strong side of that platoon. But now with Maddon saying Fletcher has potential to play multiple positions because of flexibility in doing that, he may be playing almost every day, if not every day. Now, Fletcher's not going to give you a lot of power for fantasy numbers, but he's going to give you some average. And remember, they've added a new player. What was his name? Oh, yeah, Rendon, who's going to drive in a lot of people. And Ohtani can hit. Watch out for the Angels. If they can pitch some average, and that's the challenge, can they pitch average? But if they can pitch average, then they could be a contender this year. The news out of Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay infielder Joey Wendle, his wrist, you remember, is confident that he is fully healed. Quoting Wendle, it feels really good. I don't foresee it being an issue whatsoever this season, and I'm looking forward to hopefully a full, healthy season. End of quote. Now, last year Wendle hit just .231. He only had 3 home runs. He did have 8 stolen bases in 75 games. Now, Adames is the shortstop. Brandon Lau, it appears to be, is at the Keystone. So Wendle will be strictly a utility infielder, in my opinion, if he can stay healthy. And so I think he is fantasy Mr. Irrelevant. Jurickson Profar, San Diego Padre Jurickson Profar will work exclusively at second base in spring training, according to manager Jace Tingler. Profar has played everywhere. He's 26 years old. I watched him play last year for Oakland, and he stunk at second base. He had 11 throwing errors. And to further add to that, he only hit .218. Now, he did have 20 homers for the second year in a row. But if Profar remains at second base and he plays like he did anything last year, he's going to be in the lineup for power and certainly not for on-base percentage. Now, he's going to pitcher-friendly stadium Petco Park. So we'll have to see. Now, the thing is, he was highly rated. He was the top prospect of the Rangers a few years ago. But I'd have to say, except for about a 2-month stint in 2017, Profar has been a major flop. And maybe he plays second base, but maybe I don't draft him in fantasy. How about you guys? How about Eugenio Suarez for the Reds? I talked about him a little while ago. Cincinnati Reds third baseman Eugenio Suarez, remember he hurt his shoulder. He's recovering from shoulder surgery, and he did take one-handed swings in the batting cage yesterday. And he is also doing some non-throwing defensive work. The question is, will he be ready opening day? And how's that shoulder going to affect the 45 home run swing? 49 home run swing. How about that? Let's get exact. 28-year-old Venezuelan last year at 271. Check this out. Gaudy 930 OPS. Career high 49 home runs. And, of course, 103 RBIs. Now, he could be a late pick depending on how people in your league view Suarez and the shoulder injury and how it might affect him long term. I tell you what, if he's there later than I think, I'm picking him up. Because when he does get back in that Reds lineup, they're better. That lineup's a lot better. You've added Moustakas from the left side. You've added Castellanos from the right side. And Suarez is going to be there to knock them around the ballpark. And last I checked, Great American is not exactly a pitcher's park. Just my thoughts. Dodgers manager Dave Roberts said starting pitcher Jimmy Nelson, my groin is dealing with some benign groin soreness. You know, I don't know about you guys. When I've had groin injuries, it ain't ever been benign. But I guess it is with Jimmy Nelson. And Dustin May, who I think could really be a fantasy impactor this year, has some tightness in his side. May's 22 years old. Okay? Now, Jimmy Nelson, he missed all of last year. Well, excuse me. He missed all of 18. Last year, he had a 6.95 ERA and a 1.91 whip in 3 starts and 7 relief outings for the Brewers. I'm not real big on Jimmy Nelson in a draft. I'm going to have to see what the Dodgers decide to do with him before I draft him in any league. But Dustin May, I like him. I like him late. I think he's worth a chance in a late draft. He's got a lot of ability. The Dodgers love him. So we'll see how that goes. So here's some fairly big news, I think, out of San Diego. Garrett Richards, MLB reports, AJ Casavel, that he is not expected to face an innings restriction this year. Wow. Remember, Richards, he was the ace out in Anaheim. TJ's surgery, coming off of that, he did pitch very little last year, 8 earned runs in 8 2/3 innings. But he is expected to be in the San Diego starting rotation this year. And with no innings restriction, everybody's counting the Padres out. But dang it, they're pretty good. And if Richards, I know they're ifs, but tell me a lot of teams have ifs. But if Richards pitches like Richards, they've got other, Paddock pitches like Paddock. They got some bats in that lineup, Will Myers notwithstanding. But they do. They've got some really talented players. And I think Richards could be an intriguing play. Now, is he a glass house getting ready to break? Probably so. At least that's what we've seen from him. But until the glass house breaks, he could certainly be fantasy relevant this year. Those are some of the tidbits of the day. Just throwing that at you. Hey, guys, go out. It's a great day. Kevin Hastings coming up. Tune in for that one. I'll be back here tomorrow morning with Arnie's Fantasy World of Sports. We'll talk in starting pitchers tomorrow. We'll give you the news of the day. Of course, got these pitchers going down. You got Miles Michaelis. You've got Clevenger. They're hurt. That's what it's going to be like. Keep your eye out. We'll talk about it here. I know you know about Clevenger. I know you know about Michaelis. I didn't see any major injury reports this morning getting ready for the show. But we'll keep our eye on it. So have your pencil and paper ready, because we're going to really dig deep tomorrow on starting pitchers that you can get late who could really be an impact for fantasy this year. And until then, go have a great Monday on this February 17th. Chat room, thank you for being here today. It's good to see all of you guys. Chaplain, we got to talk about a show. And maybe Maybe it'll be later this week. I've got a lot going on, but I want to get back with Phil Chaplin. I want to talk some baseball. I want to talk some West Virginia Mountaineer basketball. We're not going to talk Tar Heel basketball because they have found more ways to lose games this year than I've ever seen. But that's another day. Have a great one, everybody. See you tomorrow.